Hello, suppose now you have money rupees 100. You give it to your friend for 1 year. Okay, then what happened? You tell your friend that when your friend return the money, it will have to give you something extra. Maybe let's take it as 10 rupees. So which means how much amount your friend will return to you? They will have to return 110. Okay, you have 100 rupees, you give it to your friend for 1 year. Then you tell your friend that when he or she return the money, they have to give you 10 rupees extra. So that means the total amount of money they return, it will be 110. Okay, so what do we call this money? This money which you give to your friend, it's your own money. We used to call it as principal. Okay, kapisatray in Khasi, we call it principal. Then this year, because it's time, we call it time. Okay, then this one, because you say 10, no? So sometime that mean when people give money to others, you may have heard about the word loan. Okay, they give loan, ki airam ki way, or sometimes we take loan from the bank, or we deposit money in the bank. Clear? So that means this one they used to call it rate. Da kasi ang kador bla ikut. Clear? So that means for 100 rupees, they will have to pay 10 rupees, maybe 1 year or maybe 1 month. Okay, so then mean this one we call it as the interest. Kasut we call, okay, because we call it as the interest because the money they have to pay extra. So together principal plus interest, we get what we call amount. So the total amount of money they have to pay, we call it as amount. Okay, so remember whenever we take loan or give loans to others or even deposit money in the bank or anywhere, okay, so that money which we used to put, we call it as the principal. Then the time taken, that means how many years. Clear? And then the rate, that means how many percent they have to pay extra, 5% or 10%. That is what we call rate. And the money which they have to pay extra, we call it interest. Then if we plus the money we give and the extra they have to pay, we get what we call amount. So there are two kind of interest. Interest mean we call kasut. Okay, the profit. For the giver, it will be the profit, but for the one who take, it will be the extra money they have to pay. So we have two kind. One is simple interest, another is compound interest. So they are not same. Simple interest, it will be little. Compound interest, it will be more. Okay, so simple interest we already done last year. I hope you remember. We have it as P into T into R by 100. This is the formula for simple interest, or we used to call it only interest. Remember, principal into time into rate by 100. Okay, whereas compound interest, it will be little higher. We will see what is the difference. The difference, it will be in time. Clear? Suppose you may give the money for 3 years. If it is simple interest, we calculate it directly for 3 years. But if it is for compound interest, we calculate it first for first year, then we calculate separately for second year, then we calculate separately for third year. Okay, so this is what we call as the, after that we plus all, that is what we call compound interest. And there are two ways of calculating compound interest. One using simple interest formula, another is using the compound interest formula, that means the shortcut. Okay, so here we'll have to do both way. So remember those. Okay, suppose this rupees 100, you give it for 3 years at the rate of 10 rupees. Clear? So the simple interest, it will be 100 cancel with 100 because this 100 come, they used to give 3% the rate, okay, per annum. Per annum means for 1 year. Then so whenever we have percentage, remember we have to divide by 100. So that is how it come. So here you see 3 into 10, it will be 30. So the simple interest, it is 30, okay. But compound interest, what to do? We will not calculate for 3 years. First we will do with first year. That means we'll take it only 1 year, okay. Then the rate is 10 by this one. So you see, so that means here the interest, it is 10 for first year. Then what they will do? They will calculate for second year also. So for second year, what to do now? We will not take this as a principal. The amount of the first year, so amount here will be 10 plus 100 plus 10, principal plus interest, remember, okay. We'll get the amount. So the amount of first year, that will be the principal for the second year. So that is the difference you see, okay. For simple interest, we take all together, but for compound interest, that they do, they calculate interest for first year and then they add it to the principal, so it will become 110. Now the principal for second year will be this one, so time is 1, the rate is same, divide by 100. So 0 0, we have 2. So now we have the interest for second year is 11. Then if we want to calculate it for third year, again this interest we have to plus with the principal. So now the interest, the principal for the third year now will become 110 plus 11, okay, into 1 into 10 by 100. 0 0 cancel, then here 1 to 1 we divide by 10, we'll get this. So now if we plus the interest, compound interest, how much we get now? We have to plus all three. 10 plus 11 plus 12.1. So you will see 1 2 2 plus 1 3, then 3. So you see simple interest is only 30 rupees, whereas compound interest is 33.1. So the compound interest is more compared to simple interest. So remember, simple interest we calculate all together, whereas compound interest we calculate every year. Then the amount of first year, it will become principal of second year. Amount of second year, it will become principal of third year. It will go on, depend on how many year. Then after that we plus, okay. So this is what the bank used to do. When we give money to the bank, when the bank take loan from people, that means when we deposit, they calculate with simple interest, so that they will have to return only little bit of money to us. But if you borrow loan from the bank, that means because maybe you want to buy vehicles, maybe you want to build house, maybe you want to go for education or anything you need, okay. So when you will return the money, they will calculate with compound interest. Why that happen? Because remember, okay, from where the bank get money, not their own money, it's the money of the people. So because here you can see clearly, that means we can say 3 to 4 rupees extra. So from this one, that means they'll have to give 1 rupee to this one who deposit, 1 rupee for their they need to buy share, they need to pay bill light for their office. Then at the same time, they also have to give salary to their worker, okay. So that is the reason why when we deposit, they will calculate with simple interest, but when we take loan, they will do with compound interest in such a way that the bank will get profit from the people, okay. And that profit, it will not take all for itself, they will take for the salary, and also they will give to those who deposit, but they give it at a lower rate. So I hope it's clear what is the difference between simple and compound interest, okay. Now in class simple interest, we already done in class 7. So compound interest we will do here now in class 8. So remember, there are two ways. This is the long way of calculation, and we also have the shortcut. So for exercise 8.1, we have to do this long cut one, okay.